Hello everyone, myself Ketan Bhavsar, Assistant Professor in LJ Engineering College, Ahmedabad. In today's session, we discuss about a very important topic from IoT and the first chapter of introduction of IoT, and we discuss about what is end-to-end and IoT and the end-to-end IoT applications. Now, what is end-to-end? The first question arising in our mind. The M2M means we're talking about machine-to-machine communication and IoT. And the next we discuss about end-to-end IoT architecture and its applications. So this one is very important topic to understand what exactly IoT is. So in previous session we discussed about what is IoT, its definition, its advantages, disadvantages, components, features and applications. Now we go ahead and discuss about the end-to-end IoT and end-to-end IoT architecture. Now, what is end-to-end and IoT? The first question arises in our mind that what is end-to-end? It's machine to machine. So first, now this is commonly known as a machine-to-machine communication, end-to-end. It is a concept where two or more than two machines are communicate with each other without human interactions, without human interfaces, using a wire or wireless. It is a two-way. You can communicate with the wire or you can communicate without wire. So it's end-to-end communication. End-to-end is a technology that helps the device to connect between device without using internet or with the internet. It is a two-way. So end-to-end communication offers several applications such as security, definitely provide the security to the machines, tracking and tracing the problems, also manufacturing and facilitate the management system. So as I already told you in the previous session that IoT is the biggest advantage is that it reduces the human effort. It provides the safety to the data. It provides the acknowledgement, provides the connectivity with the data. It provides the real-time data acknowledgement. It provides the sensing ability. It provides a judgment or decision ability to add the intelligence in the system. So basically, it is used to reduce the human efforts. And with help of the machine-to-machine communication, it will definitely reduce the human efforts. Fine. Now we go to the IoT. In terms of the machine-to-machine communication, we discuss the 2 points. In first point, we discuss about what is machine-to-machine. In the next point, we discuss about what exactly machine-to-machine is and its advantages. Now we go into the IoT. IoT is known as the Internet of Things, where the things are said to be communicate the devices that can interact with the other devices using the communication media or protocol. Usually every day some new devices are being integrated which use or is known as the IoT devices for the machines. It is the IoT devices. It is used for the communication point of view. This device are various sensors and actuators for sending and receiving the data over the internet, and it is an ecosystem where the devices share the data through the communication media is known as the internet. So basically you can control the data using the actuators. In terms of the actuator, you can use a relays, you can use a motors. In terms of the sensor, you can go with any sensor. It can be an analog sensor, it can be a digital sensor, it can be a calibrated sensor, or it can be a non-calibrated sensor. So you can go with any applications which useful for the communication. So these are the basic difference between machine to machine and IoT. In terms of the IoT, we have to collect the data, we can control the data and we transmit that particular data into the environment. It is the one way. In terms of the machine-to-machine communication, we communicate with the several machines to each other and communicate through the channel. And the communication is done so it reduces the human efforts with wire or wireless protocol. So this one is a difference. But you can connect the machine-to-machine with the IoT application because M2M is also part of IoT. Now the basic, what exactly the IoT and end-to-end is. So you can see a few basic points: intelligence, abbreviations, connection type user, communication protocol, and data sharing. In terms of the IoT, the abbreviation is, in terms of the full form of IoT is that Internet of Things, machine-to-machine communication. In terms of the intelligence part, the devices have an object and that are responsible for decision making. In terms of the machine-to-machine communication, in terms of the machine-to-machine part, we have some degree of intelligence to observe the variation inside the machine, to observe the analysis and changing inside the machine. Now we're talking about the communication type. So in terms of the communication type, the connection via the network and via the various communication type. You can go with the local LAN, you can connect with the Wi-Fi, you can connect with the ZigBee, you can connect with the local internet appliances, you can connect with the Bluetooth also. So basically in terms of the machine to machine is a different part because it is a communication and channel between the point to point only. Because you cannot directly communicate with the machine and also with the other peripherals because it is a very synchronous, or we can say that point-to-point system. So because of that reason, in terms of the network part, we have to go with point-to-point in machine-to-machine communication. Now communication protocol. Which type of protocol is used? So basically we use the HTTP protocol, Telnet protocol, but HTTP is one of the most popular protocol that you can use right nowadays when we are working in the web-based application. When we use control the data using the web page. So it is one of the most popular type of protocol that we use in IoT. Now similarly we're talking about the communication in terms of the machine to machine. It's a traditional protocol and communication technology that are used to communicate with the traditional method. Now, the next point we discuss about the data sharing. The data is shared between the other applications that are used to improve the end user experience. Definitely, it improves the experience of user. It improves the quality of data. It improves the different types of resources which available in offline. Or in terms of machine to machine, here we talk about the data is shared with only the communication parties. Because right now the machine to machine is we have to deal with the authorized person only. Definitely in terms of the IoT, you can add the authorization in terms of the security point of view. But right now we discuss about the few points which is a generalized way. So this one is a very clear difference between IoT and machine to machine communication. Now we're talking about end-to-end IoT architecture. This one we discuss about what is end-to-end and IoT. But right now we discuss about end-to-end, means in terms of end-to-end IoT architecture. Now what exactly end-to-end IoT architecture, how it will work, that we will see from the left corner side. So as you can see the left hand side, first of all you can see we take the sensors, actuators and data source to connect the things. You can connect the sensors, actuator and data sources on the hardware side. You can connect this with the sensor, you can connect with the home. Like suppose you're talking about one home automation system, then you can connect actuator and sensor inside the home. That sensors and actuator will collect the data and apply to the IoT edge using the gateway concept. It is an edge processing and analysis. And that particular data will be entered into the data integration and routing side. So here you can see the data integration and routing side. After getting the data integration and routing side, we analyze the data, we monitoring the data, we taking the routing of each and every data, we apply some algorithms which is based on the machine learning, which is based on the analysis point of view on this side, and after we enter into the application side. And application development, delivery, integration, it will be done in the application development side. So this one is a clear way to start with the sensors, edge processing, data integrations and routing, machine learning, apply some specific algorithms, and then finally development. So this one is a specific way that the end-to-end encryption or end-to-end IoT architecture will work. Start with the sensors, gathering the data, connect the data with a specific environment in terms of the communication protocol, apply the IoT, or we can say that the machine learning part, or we can say that designing the algorithm, and after that we have to apply that particular data into the IoT applications or IoT development environment. So this one is a static way. It starts from a sensors to a integration part. So this one is a standard. Or in the bottom side, you can see it's ESD, OpenShift, Cloudera, and OpenShift. These all are the software configuration ability and the software part which used to design the IoT or end-to-end architecture for specific application. So this one is the biggest advantage of IoT and its application, that how edge computing will be used, how OpenShift will be used to data gathering and data analysis, how you can use OpenShift for the application layer, that we will discuss in the next session. But the most important part is very clear. We discuss about the IoT and its architecture, and for that we have to go with this step from starting from sensors to the application development environment. We have to go with the sensors, gathering the data, analysis the data, apply some algorithm as per our requirement, and then enter into the application side. So this one is the architecture of end-to-end. Clear everyone what exactly I am trying to convey? Okay. So end-to-end. Now what is end-to-end IoT architecture? What is intelligent IoT edge stack? It is a EuroTag. As you can see, it's a ESF. And where it's a middle to support the device connectivity, data integrations and control, and intelligence routing, and enable the analysis at the edges. So with help of the edge taking ability, we have to go with intelligence of the system, routing ability, enable the analysis part, and many more. So now we go into the point. Next, the IoT Intelligence Hub with the EduTech. It's a everywhere cloud. It's EC cloud, which is everywhere. And the Red Hat middleware running in the OpenShift, containing the platform to effectively on the board to manage the connect the devices, enable the access, and so the IoT integration hub with EuroTech means it's everywhere cloud, and the Red Hat middleware running in the OpenShift software with containing the platform to effectively on the board to manage the connected display devices, enable the access control and authentications, control the operational flow of the data, and also operate the distribution containing based on IoT application. So basically, if we're talking about the IoT and its intelligence part, so integration part is play a main role to operate, monitoring, provide the authentications, control, and distribution of the data. So this one play a main role to provide the authentication. Data management and analysis protocol. It's basically, you can see on the center position, it's a Cloudera. What is Cloudera? The first thing that question arises in my mind. It's a data management and analysis platform. It's based on the Cloudera enterprises for IoT data reprocessing, storage, analytics, machine intelligence to enable the deeper business inside the actionable intelligence. To add the intelligence in the system and to add the intelligence of the data, to mount the intelligence parameter, or we can say that the platform to add the machine learning, AI part, natural processing language, they all we can add with the cloud enterprises data to add the intelligence. And then after you can add or enter into the applications. And application development and delivery environment for development and integration of the cloud ready application to enable by Red Hat OpenShift container platform. So this one is one of the biggest and simplest way to how end-to-end encryption will work from starting to the ending point. So I hope that you are getting the idea of what exactly end-to-end encryption is, what is machine-to-machine communication, and IoT is. Still, if you have any doubt which is related to the machine-to-machine, IoT, and also it can be related any doubt with end-to-end encryption, you can feel free to contact me. So I know that there is few software is very new for you, like Red Hat is there, Cloudera is there, but this software is play a main role to data analysis, to storage the data, to provide the integration of the data and safety. And then we enter into the applications. So still, if you have any doubt which is related to this particular topic, then you can feel free to contact me. So thank you for watching.